Today we're talking about a habit I've been getting into every time I work on music, and that is printing your music. Hey, I'm Isaac Schanno Johnson. If you don't know me, I'm a musician, composer, producer, and I make videos about all that fun stuff, music composition, music production. So make sure you hit that subscribe button to see videos like this in the future. So print your music. I've been getting into this habit every time I work on music recently, and it's been really useful and sort of helpful as a reminder to sort of keep myself moving forward and keep working on stuff. Every time you open your DAW and work on a piece of music, right before you close it, once you've decided that you're done working on it for the day, you print it. So you make a finished audio file, MP3 or WAV file of the piece of music, export it, and then close everything. So once you print your music, this means that there will be a finished audio file of the piece of music on your computer. It'll be its own file, and that's why I'm doing it. So let me explain. I have a couple reasons. First reason is it allows me to sort of listen in different ways. So once I have that finished song on my computer, MP3 or WAV file, that audio file, I can listen either through different speakers a little bit more easily on my computer, or I can put it on my phone, listen to it through headphones that I normally listen to regular music through, or I can listen in my car, or I can just play it in different contexts where I'm listening to it as a piece of music and not as a song that I'm working on. And I know that might sound like a distinction without a difference, but when I listen to music, I don't open up a DAW and I don't look at the Pro Tools session when I'm listening to a song, and I don't look at every single track in the song and all the routing and all the effects and all the faders in the mixer. I don't look at all of that when I listen to a piece of music. I just put on the music, put on my headphones, and take a listen, right? And I might be listening critically to it, sure, but I'm not looking at it through the lens of the DAW. I'm not looking at it as a Pro Tools session. It keeps you sort of moving forward and experiencing the music as a piece of music, right? As a listener might experience the piece of music rather than the person that is creating this piece of music. I got these Adam Audio T7Vs here. Lovely speakers over here, right? They sound beautiful. They sound great. Highly recommend. But when I listen to music, I don't listen through them very often unless I am here and unless I really want to listen through those speakers. A lot of the time, I listen through my phone speaker sometimes, or just regular headphones, or I'll listen through my car speakers or something, right? I don't listen through these speakers. So it gives me a break from listening to it through the same exact speakers in the same exact setting, in the same exact room, listening to it in the exact same way every single time. It sort of gives you a break from that, where if you want to just pull it up on your phone and listen to it, while you're making breakfast or something, or going for a drive to work or whatever, you can, and then you hear it sort of in a different way. You're not hearing it. You're not listening to it as, okay, I'm in front of this, I can change all these effects. You're like, cool, let's listen to a song, right? It gets you sort of in the mindset of a listener rather than the producer. These might be some small details to be paying attention to, but it is a slightly different experience, especially if you're either in a car or outside or something. There's going to be other background noise, right? You're going to be paying attention to other things maybe, right? You're going to be listening to it the same way you would listen to regular music. And what I like to do, I definitely do this super neurotically before I release anything, is I make a list of every single place I can listen to the piece of music, every single device. If I think of another one, I add it to the list and I try and listen to that piece of music on every single one of those before I release it, because I want to make sure that I've listened to it in as many different contexts as I can, because that gives me confidence that I've listened to it as someone else that's experiencing it, right? And something I always make sure I do is listening to it through a phone speaker or through a laptop speaker or something, right? Not a high quality speaker at all. All of the bass in the song is gone, but I listen to it like that because that's how a lot of people listen to music, right? A lot of people listen to music through their computer speakers, right? So you want to make sure that you've heard your song through the computer speakers, because let's be real, if I pull up a song and it doesn't sound very good through the computer speakers, it doesn't matter how amazing it sounds through like Genelec speakers or Genelec monitors that are $2,000 each. I'm listening to it through the laptop speaker. If it sounds great on those speakers, fantastic. I don't have those speakers, so I won't experience the song that way. And I think it's something useful to remember every time you write a piece of music or finish a piece of music is you got to experience it like the listener, right? Not just as the person with the fancy speakers that knows every single note and how every single effect works in the song. Another thing is it reminds me to finish it. Now, I know this might sound kind of silly, but printing it is a way of sort of half finishing the song every single time. And it's a sort of mental reminder of, oh, hey, yeah, this is going to be a finished song at some point. Let's see if we can get it there, right? And you kind of have to decide when a song is finished, right? When is there nothing else you can change to make it better? When have you achieved your goal in writing that song? Unless you do it often, it can feel impossible because you're like, what do you mean? I'll never finish it. I always think of new stuff. I always find new tools, new different ideas, new techniques that I want to use in this song. And eventually you have to decide if you want to release it ever, you have to decide this song is finished. I'll use those techniques in the next song, right? And printing it sort of is a way to keep myself in that mindset of, oh, right, the goal is to finish it. Here is the finished version as of this point. If I were to release this song today, this is what it would sound like. Yeah, sometimes I'm like, no, I don't want to do that. I don't want to release it today. Right? I'm not happy where it is. It's not finished yet. But doing that every single time gets you into the habit of this will be finished. If it were done today, if I decided it was finished today, this is what it would sound like. It might help you realize that, oh yeah, this song is done. I don't have anything else I can add to it, because you realize that, you worked on the song for 25 minutes and you didn't do anything to it. You changed a bunch of faders and then changed them back and then added effects and then got rid of them. And you realize, oh, I like how this sounds. It's fine. And I think sometimes unless you do print it and listen to it as a finished song, it's always the project that's not done yet. It's always the Pro Tools session that's still unfinished, right? It's still in that unfinished form of the session file rather than a bounced audio file. One other reason why this can be useful, which I don't use a whole lot but is useful to have there in case you need it, is very practical. You can check where the song is, where you left it off at, without opening your DAW. And I know this sounds kind of silly, like why not just open it? But depending on what the song is, if you're doing something with a lot of virtual instrument tracks, something, for example, like an orchestral mock-up in Pro Tools, you might have a ton of effects and a ton of instruments that need to load, and it might take 15 minutes for your computer to load them so that you can listen to it. So having that file where you can just quickly check, what does the song sound like? Where did I leave this at? Do I want to work on this? Is this the song I'm thinking of sometimes? If you forget the names of your songs and what they sound like, it can be a useful thing to do because you can just quickly check it, listen to it, and then think, okay, great. Do I want to work on this one or do I want to work on another one? What am I going to work on, right? That's why I always get into the habit of printing my music anytime I work on it. Even if I've worked on it 7 times that day, I then have 7 files of the song. Even if it's basically the same, I print it every time for all those reasons. So that's it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it useful. Hope you learned something about music. If you did, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. And as always, thank you for watching. I will see you next time. Peace.